Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us today and welcome to the elcomCMS version 10 Strategic Overview Webinar. This webinar is going to be all about supercharging your website and intranet performance. Thank you for joining us today and let's jump straight into it. On the right-hand side of the webinar panel, there is a question box. If there are any questions during the webinar, please feel free to ask them. At the end of the webinar, we have some time available to answer any questions you may have. So please feel free to ask as many questions as you would like, and we'll do our best to get through as many answers as possible. Please also join in the conversation, hashtag V10CMS, and you can also tweet us at elcomCMS. You can also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and those are on your screen right now. I'd like to introduce Tim Kirkman. Tim is Elcom's product director and in charge of driving the strategy with elcomCMS. Tim's got an extreme amount of experience in the web CMS and digital world, and Tim will be providing some expert insights into elcomCMS and its strategic overview and where the product's actually going and some of our ideas for the future. A quick overview of the agenda today. So first we'll focus on the role that elcomCMS plays in helping leading organizations bring their digital strategies to life. We'll also have an introduction to the new features and the great enhancements that are coming in elcomCMS version 10. And then we'll look forward and we'll look at the elcomCMS roadmap and where websites, intranets, portals are actually headed. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Tim, who will be running through the webinar today. Tim, over to you.
Great, thank you, Josh. We're very excited to be able to introduce our new release, V10, through this webinar. And I'll take you through some of the great features and enhancements that we have introduced in this release, and also unpack some of the journeys that our customers are on within their digital strategies, and also explore the role that elcomCMS is playing within those strategies. elcomCMS continues to go from strength to strength, and we are a leading .NET content management system, and in 2014 we were identified in both the Gartner Web Content Management Report and identified as the best CMS ranked by overall value in the Gleanster Web Content Management Industry Analysis Report. We also share in our customers' success stories, and we've recently worked with the Medical Indemnity Protection Society. We helped build out their portal, which serves well over 40,000 members with training services and information. We also work quite closely with the Fred Hollows Foundation, working with that foundation to build out their intranet and portal, and it supports their entire employees, which are spread across over 20 countries, including Asia, Africa, and also Australia. We work with Taking Shape, another intranet that we help build out, and through that they distribute automated daily sales information, personalised for each and every retail store across Australia. Because of the modular nature of elcomCMS, it can be deployed in a variety of scenarios, from public websites, internal intranets, through to learning platforms, and also portals which can surface both internal and external audiences. And because of this, we've had great opportunities to work with our customers, focusing on different aspects of their digital strategies. We've found that there are many considerations and challenges which are common to many of our customers' digital strategies. So I'd like to take a moment to look at some of those big ones. It seems that integration is one of the really big buzzwords of 2015. And when you look into the driving forces behind it, you can start to understand why. With the rise of the cloud and APIs, we're seeing an increase in the need for connecting different platforms together. So whether it's marketing automation tools, line of business platforms, CRMs or document repositories, organizations understand that their data is more frequently being locked away in many different platforms that often don't talk to each other. The interesting thing to this is that more and more organizations' intranets are being seen as that central hub, the place where information and interactions across these different platforms should be taking place. The other growing need is that to push or pull in data from these different platforms to be able to present to an organisation a 360-degree view of their business information on critical things such as people, documents, data, reporting. And in the past, it's been incredibly hard to access and fuse this data together. But with the rise of APIs, this has opened up many new opportunities. Another integration challenge revolves around identities. Increasingly, organisations are looking to provide a seamless experience for their people as they are looking at enabling their identity to travel with them as they move from platform to platform. Often digital strategies are focused on connecting, so people with people and people with information, and collaboration is at the heart of this. We are seeing that intranets especially are becoming the vehicles for connecting remote workforces and distributed offices, and by enabling these users to be able to interact with their colleagues through one common platform. Collaboration tools such as social streams and collaborative editing within intranets are becoming more established as the way organisations are approaching the challenges around enabling internal communication. The benefits that we are seeing coming out of effective collaboration within a digital strategy is the ability to start unlocking organisational knowledge and information and enabling it to be accessible by everyone where they need it and when they need it. Accessibility within a digital strategy is all about enabling your content and information to always be accessible to your users. 2015 has been a really interesting year in time and has seen mobile become a critical component in any digital strategy. The mobile driver within a digital strategy comes in many different forms, from your public audience choosing to browse your website on their mobile phones, through to the rise in bring your own device adoption or provisioned mobile hardware within many organisations today. Because of this, we are seeing trends towards mobile first and flat design and clean, lightweight pages with streamlined content and navigation, as this provides users on mobile devices a first-class user experience on par with their desktop counterparts. And another rising impact on accessibility within a digital strategy is that of accessibility compliance, which is focused on removing the barriers that prevent access or interaction with websites for people with disabilities or who choose to use assistive devices. We've seen in 2015 accessibility move to the forefront of key considerations in any digital strategy. So with V10, we are focused on producing a platform which delivers greater performance than ever before. And in order to provide you with the foundation to build out great digital strategies, so I'm going to take some time now to introduce the new features in V10, which include our Exchange and Synergetic connectors, enabling tight integration with these two platforms and elcomCMS. Also, we've brought Bootstrap and AA accessibility compliance to our front-end screens as well as our back-end screens, and extended our CDN support to include direct publishing of images and documents straight to Amazon AWS. We've also been hard at work to bring some great big new features to our existing components, such as workflow, reporting, dynamic widgets, mailing lists, and a whole lot more. There's also a huge collection of the most requested enhancements from our most used modules, such as events, social membership, corporate directory, and also forms. First up, I'd like to take a moment to talk about our Exchange connector. And in V10, it enables a two-way synchronization of the user's Exchange calendar based on appointments with elcomCMS's calendar module. And this enables users to merge their calendar module-based appointments, which may be in their portal or intranet, with their Exchange appointments into one view. This integration enables two-way synchronization, so that appointments created in elcomCMS calendar can automatically be pushed back into Exchange and vice versa. This is great for bringing together that one consistent view of all your events and appointments into a web-based interface. We've also introduced the Synergetic Connector in V10, and this is a library of over 20 web page elements designed for displaying and interacting with data from Synergetic. Synergetic is one of the leading education databases and user membership systems, and it enables you to build up unique screens all the way through to complete school portals for parents, students, teachers, and alumni. And all the data is pulled from Synergetic, and some data is pushed back into Synergetic in real time when an update is made. The Bootstrap framework brings out-of-the-box mobile responsiveness to a website, as well as providing consistent styling. we've introduced support for the Bootstrap framework in our previous release 9.5 for our administration screens. But now in V10, we have brought Bootstrap support to our front-end article screens as well. And this enables elcomCMS websites to be more responsive, but also enables designers who are familiar with the Bootstrap framework to be able to easily customize an elcomCMS website look and feel. In V10, we've added AA or YK2 accessibility compliance to our core authoring experience and our most popular modules. And this implementation includes both front-end and administration screens. It's an important achievement as it really starts to set elcomCMS apart from many other platforms that are really yet to embrace AA level compliance. In 9.5, we introduced support for content delivery networks, and initially it enabled you to select specific web pages to convert to a static version and push it and its resources up to a CDN for faster page requests and response. In V10, we've extended our CDN support to include the ability to now publish images and documents directly from the image and document managers to a CDN. In elcomCMS, we'll then rewrite any references in your web pages to those images and documents to serve them automatically from their CDN location instead of from the server. This pushes images and documents requests to the CDN for faster global delivery and improved page requests. Workflow is at the heart of elcomCMS, enabling content to follow a process to be reviewed before it is published. And in V10, we've added two highly requested features: the ability to prove a workflow request directly from within an email, and advanced routing rules. The routing rules I'm especially excited about, as it enables you to define rules based on the submitted form's values. So if a particular bucket should be skipped, if the approver should be reassigned, or the workflow should terminate early. It can also factor in the person who submitted the form as well, their role in the organisation, and so on. This allows organisations to model more complex business rules using our workflow engine. Based on your feedback, we've added two hotly requested features to our reporting capabilities. Firstly, you can now register custom reports within V10. This means that with a bit of SQL knowledge or by engaging us or a partner, you can design a custom report complete with filtering options and then make that accessible through the standard reporting dashboard. The second feature is the ability to schedule reports to be generated and sent through to a set of email addresses at a defined schedule. So now you can have both out-of-the-box and custom reporting be automatically generated, attached and sent through via email to the people that need those reports without them needing to log into elcomCMS and generate those reports manually. Besides the classic content editor element, dynamic widgets are our next most used element. And in V10, we have introduced the ability to design your own HTML templates for dynamic widgets to use. So in the past, dynamic widgets used a rigid structure when presenting their list of content. But now you can define that HTML structure yourself and build up an entire library of shareable widget templates. So this enables designers to make widgets present information in any way that you need. It also enables them to work with other client-side frameworks other than Bootstrap, such as Semantic UI or Foundation, if you'd like. Dynamic widgets in V10 will also work with our personalization module, meaning that dynamic widgets can now be displayed to the right target marketing audience at the right time. Other modules have also received hotly requested features, such as the ability to take payment for a training unit in our Training Manager, learning management system. The calendar module now has web API support. The mailing list module now supports campaigns and recurring send schedules, and there's a whole lot more. An important part of the V10 development process is about getting feedback on elcomCMS, how it's being used and how it can be improved. And I love hearing about the innovative ways that you are using elcomCMS, ways that we never thought it could be used or even intended for it to be used. So now I'd like to take a moment to list some of the great features that we've brought to our existing feature set. So for instance, our events module has received 3 great enhancements, including the ability to support to schedule recurring events, design custom screens for different event types, and version control as well. Our social and social Q&A modules have received over 10 great enhancements, including multi-threaded conversations, the ability to join and leave public groups, and your social connections, the social groups, will now start to show up in site searches if you want them to. The WYSIWYG editors will also allow you to select and find people so that you can reference them within your content. And moderation has also had some great new features added to the social feed as well. Both membership and corporate directory modules have had over 8 great features, including the ability to have organisations now show up in search results, article elements designed for displaying and filtering corporate directory listings within a web page. Memberships can be renewed online. Many customisation options for the registration screen in membership as well. Our Forms module has also received probably the most love in this release, with over 20 big enhancements introduced in V10. And this includes things like the ability to register custom fields, design your own field and use that within your forms. Panels, which is a great way for creating multi-step wizard-style forms and experiences. PDF generation has also been introduced. So this enables you to be able to create a PDF document on a form submission with the ability to automatically save that into the document manager. You can also save forms progress in drafts so that users can come back and pick up where they left off and complete the forms at a later date. You can also opt to show specific fields if a user is a member of a particular group. So this is great for that back office use only style forms where you want the form to be able to adapt to the user filling it out and show or hide more options in that form depending on their role in the organisations. There's also 4 new field types, including a rich text editor and calculated fields, and there's a whole lot more. So hopefully this gives you a good taste of what's in V10. It's really jam-packed, and this introduction only really scratches the surface of what it brings. However, the process never really stops. We're always looking forward and planning the next release. So what's coming up? Well, here's a quick glimpse at the future of elcomCMS. As I opened with, integration is becoming one of the most critical aspects to digital strategies, and an important part of that is elcomCMS needs to be extendable. And we're working towards elcomCMS being powerfully simple, not only in its authoring experience, but also how it can be built on top of and extended in order to meet your ever-changing business needs. We're committed to growing our REST Web API, and in the next release we're going to extend our Web API coverage to cover more modules and connectors. We're also adding in hooks and listeners, which provide the ability to run custom logic whenever something happens in elcomCMS, like a new member is registered or a form is submitted. As already mentioned, V10 introduces Exchange calendar integration, and this also includes Office 365 calendars. Moving forward, we have identified more and more organisations are adopting Microsoft Office's 365 offering, and we will continue to add more support for SharePoint Online through our SharePoint connector, and also looking at further ways to deepen our support for Office 365 in elcomCMS. And based on our work with the Australian Drug Foundation, we are going to introduce more sophisticated ways to manage the content authoring pipeline. So this includes more streamlined views for authors to manage their workload, and also a robust citation engine to enable referencing, footnotes and citations to be embedded and linked within web page content. A highly requested feature is the ability to accept and manage donations online, and our next release will feature a new campaign module enabling elcomCMS websites to manage active donation campaigns, accept donation payments online, and handle the complexities around notifications, invoicing and reporting around donations. So that hopefully provides you with a good framework for what's coming in elcomCMS version 10, and also the roadmap, where we're headed and the things that are important to us in the next and up and coming product releases. There's many great features there. But I would like to take a moment just to explore that, where are websites headed. There are 3 things that we see that are important that I'd like just to quickly touch on. The first is platform integration. As I mentioned, integration is a real theme and a buzzword in 2015, and it will continue to play a really big part in where websites are headed and in the importance. Whether it's public-facing websites or internal intranet-style websites, platform integration will continue to play a key role in that. As organisations look to provide that seamless experience or unlock that big data that they might be sitting on, platform integration will play a key role in that. Experience personalisation will also be something that websites are looking to adopt and will continue to adopt. And experience personalisation is all about tailoring that experience for every single person that experiences your online digital strategy. And this will extend not only on public websites where you're looking at guiding people through that shopping experience or delivering that personalised, tailored service experience, but also internally where employees in organisations will be looking for that personalised experience in their intranet, looking for their intranet to be able to present them with the right information contextually based on the role that they play in the organisation. And also websites will be looking at being more of productivity powerhouses. As we see Google Apps and Office 365 moving productivity further into the browser, websites will look to bring more productivity tools to their offering as well. Instead of just providing just information, providing those interactive tools to allow people to, do those business operations that they're looking to do that may be handled face-to-face or over the phone, looking at bringing those online. So as we head towards the end of our presentation now, I may pass back to Josh to finish up.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tim. And that's been very, very interesting, really useful, and it's so exciting to see some of the features being launched in elcomCMS version 10, and also an insight into the roadmap and what's coming up. I'm sure a lot of our clients and partners and those looking to implement elcomCMS that are on the webinar today are just as excited as I am about some of those new features. So we are going to be jumping into questions and answers in a few moments' time. Please ask any questions you have in the questions panel on the right-hand side. Before we do get into the question and answer session, I did want to give you a quick overview of elcom and elcomCMS for those that are not familiar with elcom. Elcom is a globally recognized web CMS. With over 1 million end users and a global team, we work with mid to enterprise organizations to achieve their objectives by delivering powerfully simple web solutions and customer experiences. elcomCMS powers intranet, websites, portals, mobile, social, and e-learning sites. With over 90 base features out of the box, elcomCMS makes it easy for you to quickly and cost-effectively deploy solutions to support collaboration across your organization. And as you can see there, that all those different solutions are powered by elcomCMS. If there are any questions from the webinar moving forward, please also feel free to contact us to arrange an obligation-free consultation. Whether you're already using elcomCMS and considering upgrading, or you're considering implementing elcomCMS, we are more than happy to have a conversation with you around your needs, objectives, to understand what you are trying to achieve and how elcomCMS can help you meet those needs. So contact details are on the screen there. So there have been some fantastic questions coming through. So let's jump straight into those questions. There are quite a few questions coming through. We're going to do our best to answer as many as possible. If you do have a question you've been thinking about, now is that perfect time to ask it. So the first question I'm going to ask, Tim, over to you. The first question is, can you tell me more about the PDF generation options with forms?
Yeah, so there's two ways that we've brought PDF generation into our Forms Creator module in V10. The first is the ability to be able to convert a submission into a PDF document and attach that as an email and send that to nominated people when the person submits the form. So this is a great way to capture a form submission as an attachment and start that conversation through that email that's sent. The other way is as part of the workflow process. So when a form submission is generated and submitted and that submission goes through workflow and it's approved, that form submission can then at that point be converted to a PDF document and then saved in the elcomCMS document manager, which is great because it means from there you can then integrate that PDF document with other third-party systems by pulling it out of the document manager and pushing it into third-party systems using some of those extensibility points that I mentioned earlier.
Nice. Great answer. I like how easy that actually is for everyone to do. Another question we've got over here. The question is around folders and dynamic widgets. Does the new version give us the ability to collapse folders in any view, for example, via dynamic widget, document manager, or the folder dropdown?
Yeah, so in relation to the dynamic widget aspect of that, because in 10 you can now design your own presentation of how a dynamic widget is going to present the information. If your dynamic widget does display content found in folders, you could certainly implement a view that enables that content to be displayed in such a way that it can expand and contract and presents it in that way that you're looking for. Certainly in our screens, when it comes to folders and exploring them, you do have the capability to be able to open and explore a particular folder further.
Okay, great, thank you. Sounds like that answers that question over there. Another question we've got over here. You mentioned that integration is a big challenge for businesses. Do you connect with any CRMs?
Yes, we do. Out of the box, we have two connectors, one for Sugar CRM and one for Salesforce. So both of those enable you to rapidly build up forms, which can capture information on your websites or intranets and automatically push that information that those forms capture into either Sugar or Salesforce. And you can capture information and push it into lots of different structures in those CRMs, like cases, leads, notes, so on and so forth.
Great, thank you. And definitely very useful to be integrating elcomCMS with your CRM, so you can make the most of the power of that. We're definitely seeing more and more clients do that globally. Another one over here for you, Tim. What version of jQuery and JavaScript does the new version 10 system use?
Yeah, it uses the latest version of 2 of jQuery. What was the second part? Sorry, Josh.
The second part of that was what version of jQuery and JavaScript does the new version 10 elcomCMS use?
Yeah, so in terms of JavaScript, we definitely leverage the jQuery framework, and yeah, from that point of view, it's the latest version of the second release of jQuery. Okay, great.
There are so many questions coming in. We do need to wrap up. Okay, we'll do maybe one or two more. Another question is. And we've got a nice little bit of feedback there saying, awesome, thanks for that one. So that's a great answer there, Tim. Appreciate that. So another question we've got over here. We have a PDF form with several fillable fields. Can we use the form creator PDF module to fill in those fields on the PDF?
Yes. So just so that I can understand the question, I think you can certainly choose to add any field that you capture in the form into that PDF that is generated. So if you are looking at capturing part of the form or the entire form in that PDF format, then yes, you certainly can.
Okay, great. Great news there for those that are asking those questions. I'll wrap up over here with one more question before we do conclude the fantastic webinar today. Final question I will ask is, that looks like there's a lot of them. The final question I'll ask has come through. Does the CDN feature work with Amazon AWS?
Yes, it does. So we support AWS out of the box, and we are looking in future releases to extend that to other CDN cloud providers such as Microsoft Azure.
Fantastic, perfect. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone. Fantastic engagement there. And for those questions we didn't have a chance to answer, we will come back to you individually and answer those questions for you. That's just about all we have time for today. So thank you very much, Tim, for a fantastic, informative webinar today. Very, very exciting to see the new features in elcomCMS version 10. And thank you everyone for your time today. We look forward to working with you moving forward. Have a great day. Thank you very much.